Morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Sam Dosa with my co host Rita Sharma on our segment Kindle Your True Power. It's a bright and sunny day in the UK, and we are very blessed. And what we are going to be talking today is our upcoming workshop on the 7th of July 2018 in Birmingham about the five aspects of emotional intelligence, which will revitalize your professional as well as your personal life. So today we are going to be talking about the second aspect of emotional intelligence, which is self-regulation. So I would like you to focus a little bit over here because me and my co-host Ritu Sharma, she's an women's empowerment coach, and she works with not only women but with men as well. But her main title is Women Empowerment Coach because she's very good at what she does. So please tell us a little bit about yourself before we move forward with our segment.
Myself, hello everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day because it is nice and bright, as Sam said, in the UK here. And aren't we lucky to get the sun and the bright and the warmth, which is very rare, of course, for us. About myself, my name is Rita Sharma, and I am a women's empowerment coach. Having gone through a journey which was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of times on my own, I realized that women have this special thing, element in them, which is very different to the rest of the world, and that is because
Main
of the
title is Women Empowerment.
sorry. Oh, I thought you said something.
No, no.
Okay, so that is because we are females and we are definitely different to our male counterparts in so many different ways at so many different levels. And sometimes it takes us longer than it should do to realize that we are perfectly fine the way we are. We are not in competition with anyone. We are rather there to walk hand in hand, support each other, and complement each other. Um, However, because of the social norms and the pressures, sometimes it becomes difficult for us to express ourselves and be ourselves, our true selves. So I help women to realize that they are fine the way they are, to enhance self love, self confidence, and personal development within them. So that's what I do. We're talking today primarily about our upcoming workshop on the 7th of July in Birmingham, and that is focused around emotional intelligence. And we will be touching upon the five aspects of emotional intelligence that once we understand them and we understand the application um, and the mechanics of how they work, they are very useful and powerful tools, and they can be applied to personal and professional life, and they can be used to enhance us from wherever we are at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. So today is the second aspect of emotional intelligence, which is
Mhm.
self-regulation. Actually, it's derived from the self-management trait because that's where all the self-awareness brings in. So self-confidence you have, and it creates the impact, or I will say, the next connection to self-regulation. So, what in your view, in a personal perspective, what do you think self regulation is?
Self regulation, according to me, is simply self discipline,
Uh-huh.
because a lot of times in life we need to manage ourselves in a way so that we're able to give ourselves a new direction, a better direction, and move forward from wherever we are. It does not always necessarily have to be a difficult situation. You could be very much in a comfortable situation, but then it's too comfortable that you stop growing and your growth becomes stagnant, or you feeling that your potential is not being hit. So there has to be some self discipline, i.e., self regulation, for you to manage yourself in a way where you will be creating challenges for yourself. And it's as simple as controlling your diet, for instance, if you want to lose weight. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So in regards to in a professional setting, when we are talking about self-regulation, as
mm,
it drive from self-management, self-regulation brings in that you have a open to change, because when you are working within the capacity of a professional organization, there are a lot of things are happening, and if you are not emotionally ready to acknowledge your emotions when the changes are happening, certain
yeah,
people becomes stagnated in one place when they
yeah,
are driving from
yeah,
one A to B. You can say, I'm coming from the from one place to another place for last 10 years, and you
mm,
have become stagnated in the same sort of environment, and it becomes your what do you call
mm.
it, a comfort zone.
Comfort
And
zone,
once you
yeah,
become in a comfort zone, then you, if your boss says to you that now, well, we are going to close our office, we are going to be moving somewhere else, that brings a lot of emotions. That brings a lot of things which you can't regulate in your life, and it impacts you certain area with your life, with with your day-to-day things which is happening with your children, with your partner. A lot of things comes together, and that's where you need to create some self-regulation in your life. It's a process. Is a process, because it's work slowly and gradually, because you
yes,
have to become self-regulatory regards to what is going to happen in your emotions. Emotion also bring in with the self-regulation is also brings in uh, trustworthiness,
yeah,
because that's also part of that, and also is about open to change,
yeah.
to become open to change those
Super.
things.
You know what you just said about, say, for instance, a workplace is moving. Of course, you do get attached to a place you've spent years and years in. And when you move, you do feel a bit off. Um, I have an example that I have a situation that I've been through myself, Sam. And the
Sure.
situation was that the school I worked at, it got broken into. Now,
Mm-hmm.
God knows what somebody was looking for in a classroom
Yeah.
or in a school
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Apart from books, what would you find? But somebody did break in,
Yeah.
and the next day it was my classroom for whatever reason. And when I went into the classroom and I saw scattered furniture and books, and my displays were coming off, it kind of hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Although in the bigger picture you'd say it was nothing much, we could
Mm-hmm.
have replaced the books easily, we could have put the displays back on. There was no, as such, there was no big damage done, but it did
Yeah.
hit me. And
Mm-hmm.
anybody who came to see the classroom later, they were upset as well. So it's a very
Yeah.
small example of a small change that has come along unexpectedly, and it does affect you emotionally. So
Yeah.
as adults, we need to know how to channel our emotions in situations like this. And workplaces, as you'll all agree, are not always a pleasant place,
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah.
all adults, we all have our own set of principles, our own set of moods sometimes, and we're not always very friendly to each other, not always.
Yeah.
And so it does become difficult at times. However, being a responsible, mature adult, we need to know how
Yeah.
to regulate ourselves emotionally so that the impression we're given is right and
Yeah.
professional for a
Yeah.
workplace.
Yeah.
And moving on to the personal end,
Yeah.
it is even more important because when we talk about personal end, it relates to people who are the most important pillars of our life. And
Mm-hmm.
we definitely don't want to upset them. We don't want to be upset with them, and we don't
Yeah.
want to upset them. And so sometimes emotions can play up.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can
So
trick
that's
us.
that's how emotional intelligence is going to bring in together, that how
Yeah,
you are going to understand your emotions, understand somebody else's emotions, how to work with those emotions, how to not control them, I will say,
but apply them.
understand, apply them and understand
Apply
your
them. Yeah,
emotions, and then
yeah,
you apply
definitely.
them to the people who you're working with, because it's quite important that we understand our own emotions, because there are a lot of things happening in everybody else's life. You don't know what has the other person has gone through and is
Yeah,
affected by his own ups and down, and it affects them. It affects them slowly and gradually. Thank you, Donna, for joining us. And there are a lot of other things. So our workshop, which is going to be scheduling on 7th of July in Birmingham,
Mm.
is called Five Aspects of Emotional Intelligence to Revitalize Your Life. That is happening on the 7th of July in Birmingham. So if you are looking to get something which is more important to your life, whether it's a personal life, whether it's your professional life, in regards to emotional intelligence is a very big subject.
Yeah.
It's a very enhanced subject. So what we are going to be doing is we are working towards creating a step to go to the next step of your life, in your personal life and in your emotional life, which allows you to create a balance of understanding your emotions and those who are connected with you in your work environment or in your personal life. And that's where we are coming in with our experience, me and Ritu's experience in regards to what we have gone through. I have worked in a corporate environment for almost 20 years, and I understand how the corporate environment look at other people's emotions. There are a lot of things happens. So what we are going to be dealing over, or we are teaching you all, is something which allows you to understand your emotions, which plays a vital role in your personal and in your professional life.
And
Yes.
during the workshop, we will be giving you with practical tools that you can take with you, and
Yes.
you will not just get the clarity of your situation or how you want to be in future just sitting with us in the room. Then you will be able to take the workbook we have created that goes with the workshop with you,
Yeah.
and you will be able to evaluate yourselves and regulate yourselves and enhance your growth from whichever step you are then. So we will be providing you with a lot of practical tools and strategies which you will be able to take home with you and use as and when from time to time.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Rhonda, for joining us from Australia. You've always been our supporter. Really appreciate that. And that's I'm going to put a link on this broadcast shortly.
Mhm.
So please check out the description or synopsis of our workshop. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Our numbers are on the our Facebook page. You can directly connect with us via the messenger or send us a message via this broadcast as well. One of us will be come back to you and speak to you about our upcoming workshop, which is on the 7th of July, 2018, in Birmingham. So with that, we will say thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at our workshop. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Bye for now.